Welcome back, everyone, to the High Tempo Sports Podcast, episode 115. Quickly, before we dive into today's episode, give us a download on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, like on YouTube, follow us on everything you possibly can, and check out our TikTok because we haven't posted a TikTok in like a week, but we're back on the TikTok grind.
Somebody shouted us out.
Somebody
needs a shout out. Somebody commented on our Instagram.
Oh,
post.
it was Jordan Weber.
Yeah,
what did he say?
Yeah, what did he say? Shout out Jordan Weber.
Shout out you for commenting that because that was like a really late in the episode when that happened.
Yeah, exactly. Like you were listening.
That's a true listener right there. Number one fan.
And shout out Parker. He did get us a bag of apples. He didn't get us one apple each. I challenged him a couple episodes ago. I said, if you're listening, I'll know, by the way, if you get me apples.
Well, he listens now, obviously. Yeah.
And he got us actually a bag, not just one each.
I wasn't aware that he got that.
Oh, he might have gotten me the
Looks
bag
like
of apples.
Got it for you. But today is Wednesday. We haven't podcasted in a week. It feels kind of weird because for a while we were doing 2 a week, and we haven't done one in a week, but we're back.
I was literally thinking, I was like, it feels like I haven't podcasted in like a month.
I know, it feels like it's been a while.
Yeah.
We got a lot to cover today, too. So
an insane amount.
Let's just hop right into it. The NBA season officially started a little over a week ago, and a good amount. I mean, obviously, you're going to get your overreactions. I am a guy who is really anti-overreactions. Like, I just hate when people overreact to stuff. I play the patient game with players and teams. But me and Easton are going to kind of give our, like, top 5 or whatever, not overreactions, but just, like, things that we've noticed from this first week of the NBA season.
Yeah, and I'm kind of different. I don't mind overreactions as long as you admit to me that you're overreacting. Like, as long as you preface it with, might be overreacting here, but don't just dive in and say Russell Westbrook sucks in the Lakers.
Or like Killian Hayes is a bust.
Yeah. Just tell me that you might be overreacting.
That is pissing me off, bro.
Yeah,
Not going to lie. It's like
it's the whole country
and it's like,
now.
It's like every even the Through the Wire podcast, bro, they were talking about it. And when I heard that, I was really like, damn, bro, that one hurts. Because... Look, trust me, Killian Hayes has been bad. I'm not sitting here saying he's been good. But to say that he is a bust is just so... It flabbergasts me.
Guys up to 40 total. Or is that
not even.
I mean, 39.
Like, is it 30?
It's like
I thought
39.
it was like...
It was 37 a week ago.
But still.
Like, not enough.
Not enough time.
Hardly half a season.
Hasn't played...
He's 19, 20.
Hasn't played with Cade Cunningham. That's the part that pisses me off. I've been commenting on every TikTok that I see about Killian Hayes. Because I've been seeing several Killian Hayes TikToks like, this dude's a bust. And you ever seen that, I forget what their podcast is called. I don't follow them, but they're always on my For You page. It's like 4 dudes around a circle table. One of them brings it up. Killian Hayes, he's a bust. And literally all the other dudes just go, yeah, bro, he sucks, bro. Oh, my God, he's so trash.
Stop.
Dude, he has yet to play with Cade Cunningham, and that is what matters.
Facts. And we're going to look like the most credible podcast when he doesn't bust. Because it's going to be like, wow, these dudes are saying it from the start.
And it's not like he needs to be a star.
No.
He just needs to be, I mean,
we already have our stars.
I don't think he's going to boom. I definitely don't think he's going to end up being like a star. But if he just is a solid guard, maybe an off-the-bench guard
Ricky Rubio
for us,
style.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
a better
I'm okay
defensive Ricky Rubio.
Yeah, and... it's not like we missed on that draft. We have Sadiq Bey and Isaiah Stewart from that same class. It's not like we had a bad draft. Killian Hayes being bad.
Yeah, he was our worst pick from that draft. Honestly, Saban Lee, low-key, has probably been better than Killian Hayes.
Yeah.
So far in the NBA.
Yeah.
So we've had 3 picks that were in the same draft that have been better than him.
And it's not like Sadiq Bey was first-team all-rookie. Isaiah Stewart was second-team all-rookie. Like, there's just no reason for anybody. Like, I get that Killian Hayes doesn't look good. Listen, every time me and you sit down and watch, we go, ugh. Like it never looks good with Killian.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, but I'm
still waiting.
I'm not gonna give up on him. Yeah, listen, I still would love to. I don't want him to trade him away. Like
a bust means he's done. Should be out of the league.
Yeah.
Killian Hayes has not busted. He has a spot in this league right now as a 20-year-old, basically rookie. I'm gonna call him a rookie.
Much. On a rebuilding team, one of the worst teams in the NBA.
With no help around him, really. Like, real help. Jeremy Grant,
this sucks to say. A bust is Sekou. Seku's a bust.
Seku's a bust.
He's now he was off a team for a couple weeks. He's now two-way with the Lakers. He still could end up being a decent player, but you can officially give him the bust tag.
Yeah, absolutely.
Killian, not yet.
Not
it's
yet.
way too early.
Way too early.
That's going to transition into my first noticeable thing.
Let's call that I think that was our first noticeable thing.
Well,
Killian Hayes isn't a bust.
Yeah, Killian Hayes isn't a bust is our first noticeable thing. That's what we're calling him. So I'm going to add on to my list of noticeable things. Second thing, it is the Pistons. The Pistons are bad on offense and on defense. That was what I wrote down. I said Pistons struggle offensively and defensively.
And why? I don't really get what happened from last year to this season. I don't know if the focus point has changed for this Pistons team of like, let's just be kind of competitive and good. We don't need to focus on one side of the ball or the other. Let's get better at everything at once. But like, I don't understand how defensively we've gotten worse.
Because last year we were honestly not a bad defense.
No.
I think we were like around middle of the league defensively. We were a pretty bad offense, but and we were still one of the worst teams in the league. So that's a plus sign.
Yeah.
Whereas so far this year, the first game of the year against Chicago
was a defensive
it's not even like we played good defense. I think it was more of the offenses were just very rusty on both sides. But it was a defensive battle. Like it was a pretty scrappy game, sloppy as hell game. But the last two games for the Pistons, I mean, the Bulls and Hawks have just dominated offensively. I mean, just like got in their way easily.
Yeah.
And on offense, I mean, we don't have a guy who could score the ball.
We don't have an identity offensively.
Because Jeremy Grant, I mean, yes, it's nothing new that Jeremy Grant is going to kind of play a game that you don't really want him to, where he's going to ISO a lot and take a lot of contested shots. I mean, that's what he did a lot last year. But this year, to start, and he's only played in the two games against Chicago, but especially in those two games, I mean, he really was hoisting up a lot of bad shots. Saddiq Bey has been scoring the ball without hitting threes, which is a very bright sign, I'd say, because last year that's about the only way he scored the ball was off threes.
I think it's a great sign that he can score getting ran off
But
the line.
other than those two, I mean, we don't have – Josh Jackson will occasionally score. Hamid Diallo has struggled to score so far. Frank Jackson cannot hit a shot. Trey Lyles is our best three-point shooter right now. And that's kind of sad.
That's the guy me and Skunk both wanted out of the rotation.
He low-key has been one of our better players so far this
balling.
year. Kelly Olynyk had a decent game the other night against the Hawks, but we've struggled on both sides of the ball.
You look at our offense and you look at the oh shit moments of the game or the we need to score. Almost every team has a formula for like, this is what we're doing. You know, the Hawks, they're giving it to Trae Young and they're running a Clint Capella pick and roll. John Collins pick and roll. Shooters are everywhere. He'll probably get a bucket. You look at the Mavericks, it's a completely different story. They're just going to ISO with Luka in their oh shit moment. But much teams have these ways of scoring. The Pistons really don't. In that oh shit, we need a bucket. It's just the exact same offense, and it don't really work.
And a lot of the times it's Corey Joseph pick and roll or Corey Joseph ISO
or
and
Kelly Olynyk
results in a bad shot.
Yeah, they fed Kelly Olynyk the last game. He was getting buckets.
Yeah, I know. He had a good game against Atlanta, but that's another part that kind of sucks is the Pistons not only aren't really shooting the ball well and scoring the ball well, but they're not getting good looks either. I mean, they are like pretty much all their buckets are tough shots. There has not been many open threes that this team has gotten so far. But obviously, it's an overreaction. It's the first week of the year. Jeremy Grant he didn't play. He's our star player. He didn't practice today, so he's probably not going to play in tomorrow's game. But I think Saddiq Bey definitely needs to be the focal point of our offense, especially just because he's been scoring the ball well on bad shootings so far.
I think a huge part of the issue, and this is what I'm going to point at, is we don't have a guy who demands attention offensively. Like, yeah, Jeremy Grant's a good offensive player. He'll give you 25, 23 a game, 22, but like he's not going to go out and drop 38. On every night.
Right.
Like if you guard him normally, he will not do that to you. There's no guy on this team that demands attention and extra attention offensively. So I think that's where the issue lies, and that's why we have Cade Cunningham.
And we do have other guys that can score. I mean, like Josh Jackson on any given night could give us 15. Diallo could give you 15 on any night. If
Frank
Jackson could. He just has shot the ball so poorly to start the year. Olynyk could give you 25 on any given night.
Stu is good for 15 off 6 offensive rebounds.
We have guys that can. We just have yet to figure out who fits together and everything. Like you said, we have yet to see Cade Cunningham, and that's the biggest part. He's eligible to come back this Saturday. They haven't said if he is or not, but I would love if he came back this Saturday against the Magic, I'm pretty sure. But I just want to see Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if we just get like a taste of Cade Cunningham and then, oh no, he rolled his ankle in practice again. Out for another 4 games.
I wouldn't like that.
I would be fine with that.
I want him to come back and keep playing.
See, I
don't want him to come back and then get hurt again and then come back. I don't like that.
I think he could contribute. I don't know if he's. I would rather him get hurt.
Maybe if
I'm doing air quotation marks.
Because if you're willing to bring him back, then that is saying he's 100% healthy.
Facts.
I don't want to bring him back if he's
facts.
not 100% healthy.
No, that is right.
So we'll see. The Pistons, though, have been pretty bad so far to start the year. My second thing is that Ja Morant is nuts at basketball.
Did you see the stat about the points in the paint?
Yes, the
Dude,
60 points in the paint versus, was it Shaq and Giannis, I think? And then Ja Morant.
The 6'3" guy.
Dude has been balling for real. The Grizzlies are 2-1 to start the year, but he has just been a force going to the basket so far this year.
He's a demon. One of my observations. What's going on with Harden? Why does he look so bad? And it's not, and he looks fat. Like, he really does. He looks more out of shape than ever. He's always been a big guard, like big bodied. He's not little. He's never really been skinny except for his days at Arizona State and his start at OKC. Yeah, just a bigger guy. And he does not look right. He is throwing like 10 lobs a game, and only like 4 of them are getting completed. I don't really get what's going on with Harden. He had 8 turnovers the other night. How does James Harden have? I mean,
he always gets
I know he has a lot of turnovers, but like, he shouldn't in this role and situation.
I mean, he's passing more.
When he's having 17 points a game, though, you can't have 8 turnovers.
But, yeah, Harden has not looked very good so far to start the year. He's just taken – I mean, he's still adjusting to the new rules. Mm-hmm. Obviously, everyone's talking about how he's the most affected guy by these new rules and everything. And, you know, the talk about him being targeted by the new rules. But Harden definitely just needs to get adjusted, and along with the entire Nets team, because – the Nets team is still weird. I mean, without Kyrie Irving, they're a good team, but they're a weird group of guys, kind of.
They're built for Kyrie to be there is the issue. Like, their team, it's like the Heatles. Take away Dwayne Wade from LeBron and Chris Bosh. That team does not look very good all of a sudden.
Little different circumstances, but...
You know what I'm saying, though? Like, the whole,
you just take away one of the big 3, yes.
Like, when you have a big 3 like that, you need the big 3.
The Nets, all their random role players that they have are there to support the big 3, not the big 2.
And they're random role players because they don't have the money to go out and get big role players.
Harden, he struggled so far to start the year, but I definitely think he will figure it out at some. He's only taken like 6 free throws or something so far this year.
He took 1.
Something not very good.
2.
My second thing, or I don't know which one this is. Golden State Warriors are a legitimate threat in the Western Conference. Them and the Chicago Bulls are the only 4-0 team. I didn't write down anything about the Bulls just because I'm not too
I don't
impressed.
need to talk to them. They haven't played a single good team.
They played the Pistons twice. That's all.
Like,
you got
come on, dude.
But Golden State have a couple big time wins so far this year. Steph Curry has been phenomenal, and they're doing this all without Klay Thompson. They're doing this all without their 7th overall pick, Jonathan Kuminga. They're doing this all without their former 2nd overall pick, James Wiseman. I mean, this team has really got a lot of depth of guys that you don't expect to go off. Damian Lee, this dude has been torching opponents.
And, like, at the start of the year, almost every year, I get Damian Lee and Courtney Lee. I will call him Courtney Lee at the start of the year. Not this year.
I forgot about Courtney Lee.
He's been scoring way too many buckets. Like, that's Damian Lee out there. Man, this Warriors team, every time I watch him, I'm having fun. Bielitsa is like becoming one of my favorite players in the league, dude.
He's fun.
I could watch him all day. He plays point forward center.
He's like a budget Kelly Olynyk.
Yeah, except a way better playmaker.
Yeah.
Bielitsa is like Boris Diaw. Much more like Boris Diaw.
Yeah, that's facts.
He is an absolute
He's like
baller.
budget Draymond with a jumper, low-key, but with bad defense.
Yeah, facts. He's his own player.
He's just there, yeah.
And he's never really found a spot in the league. And what better spot to utilize a crazy, talented offensive player like Bielitsa than Golden State and surround him by players? Jordan Poole, though I'm the first guy to knock Jordan Poole for being out of control and taking awful shots. but that doesn't mean he doesn't get buckets.
Yeah.
Like, he is scoring the ball like no other. He just takes a few bad shots here and there.
But honestly, that's kind of what this team needs. They need another guy that is a scoring threat. If he's willing to take those shots, then as a defense, you have to expect him to take those shots. So it takes pressure off Steph. I don't think it's a bad thing that he takes a lot of contested forced jumpers. Now, obviously, if you're missing every single one of them, maybe you should pass a little more. But
he gets buckets.
But I definitely think it is a good formula for their team. Warriors, though, they're going to be scary once their guys come back. You know, I mean, obviously, Klay Thompson is the big one. And Klay Thompson's going to have a chip on his shoulder, you know, with him being so upset about the top 75 and
that jersey that they gave him with the 77 on it was so dope.
So, like, it's going to be fun to see the Warriors all year. You got another one?
You can go for it. Go for another one.
Another one I have. The Philadelphia 76ers need to trade Ben Simmons. Or he needs to play or they need to trade him. Because I really think that they need to get some depth on this team. They mainly the other night against the New York Knicks. Was it last night when they played the Knicks?
Yeah, it was this one. No, a couple nights ago.
They got killed by the Knicks. It might have been 2 nights ago.
Oh, no, then it was.
Was it last night?
Then it was last night.
I don't remember.
Because Korkmaz went off in the game a couple games ago.
Oh, yeah, that was a couple games ago.
Yeah.
But, yeah, last night, it was either last night or the night before, Philly just got embarrassed in the Garden by the Knicks. They just really don't have another score, like a offensive threat, I guess. And their defense isn't as good, obviously, without Ben Simmons. It would be ideal for Ben Simmons to come back, but that's just not really expected right now. So I think it's at this point it is worth it to trade Simmons for 2 or 3 good players because this team could be very deep. And Joel Embiid is in his prime. You know, that's always the talk that he is in his prime. He's looked really good so far to start this year. But their guards also are just not. I mean, Maxey is under a lot of pressure to do a lot.
It's just too much for a young guy like that to be. And like some guys thrive under it, but some guys don't. It's not their fault. It's just like a mentality.
And he's
thing.
like the only guy too.
Yeah.
I mean, like Seth Curry has been pretty good so far this year, but he's not like your run the off. I mean, him and Joel will run a pick and roll a lot, but I just think Philly. I don't think this doesn't mean like they need to trade Simmons right now, but it's like don't go the whole year without. Because you want to be stubborn about this Ben Simmons situation. You are a team that is competing for a championship. And another reason is because there's hella teams in the East that have looked really good so far to start the year, like the Knicks, like the Hornets, the Bulls, obviously.
All teams that got better.
Yeah, so the
Celtics
Atlanta's looked really good. Like they're gonna have to figure something out.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off that, and we're gonna stay in the East, and I'm gonna go right to the Knicks. Holy moly, do they look good in every game they play. Evan Fournier is back. Like, he's a damn good player again.
He's back from what?
He was damn good in Orlando. You got to give him credit. He sucked in Boston. Everybody, he is a bucket. He is torching in the Garden, and he looks like he belongs in it. Kemba's been playing decent.
He thrives in there, the Garden, too. Yeah, he's all for it.
It's super cool. This Knicks team is fun to watch. Like,
and
extremely
it's so fun watching
to
the fans after the game.
They're nuts.
The Sideline NYC Twitter page posting the videos after every game. And the Evan Fournier, because what do they say? Bing bong or something? Yeah, he tweeted that or something. Like, he posted it with his Instagram photo. So, really, the Knicks, it's fun to watch the Knicks play good in the Garden because their fans are just awesome.
They're like the craziest fans in basketball.
Yeah,
they go
awesome.
Ballistic. The Warriors have the biggest fan base in basketball, but the Knicks have to have the most fun. Those dudes.
The Knicks might have the Knicks or the Lakers probably have the biggest fan base.
I would say the Warriors. I really would.
I don't know. Maybe like 4 years ago.
Yeah, I guess. It's probably the Lakers. But like the Lakers they're all too cool to get hyped like that. The Knicks fans are crazy, dude.
They are psycho. It's all about the Knicks.
Yeah, facts. Can I go again?
Yeah.
I got another one. What a cool move out of LaMelo Ball the other night with the Ish Smith situation.
Yeah.
Ish Smith, for those of you who don't know, I don't even know who they were playing. Who are they playing?
Brooklyn.
They were playing Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn.
Ish Smith is going ballistic, going bananas. And LaMelo Ball steps up to the scorer's table in the fourth quarter. And he looks at James Borrego and goes, you know what? I don't need to go in. Ish is killing it. Leave him in, dude.
Yeah.
What an awesome move.
And then he continued to kill it, and he had another good game last night.
Like, that kid is
That's
20 years
move.
old.
Yeah, like, bro, you don't want to go in the game in the fourth quarter against against Harden and KD in front of Jay-Z in Brooklyn.
Which seems like a LaMelo thing to do.
Let me let Ish Smith, the 5'10", 32-year-old, 15-team guy, like stay in the game.
Everybody's prior thoughts about LaMelo have went out the window. He's not this kid who's just crazy and flamboyant and nuts. He loves basketball.
And he's good at basketball.
And he is unbelievably
he's been very
talented.
good to start the year so far this year.
He is so good.
Yeah.
Like, when I watch him every single time, I'm like, I wish he was on my team. Like, I just want him. He is an absolute special talent and personality in the league. And I really think there's a good chance he becomes, like, one of the faces of the league.
Oh, for sure. Just like because of his name.
Yeah.
But obviously, he definitely could be a top 10 player someday.
Yeah.
My next one is it's a Charlotte one. Miles Bridges is balling.
Yeah,
this dude Miles Bridges, the Hornets in general, because you mentioned Ish Smith. Miles Bridges has been going off. He's been averaging like 25 a game on like 60-some% from the three.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously that's not gonna last, but like Cody Martin, in the other night he was going off. They got another guy who's been going off for them, like just a random guy out of nowhere. I forget who it is, but like Plumlee's been playing good.
They still don't have it's
the other McDaniels brother. The one
Jaylen?
I think it's Jaylen. Yeah, I think Jaden's on
Rockets.
the Timberwolves. The Rockets.
Did he play for the Rockets at one point?
Nah, he got drafted to Timberwolves last year.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Jaylen on the Hornets though. But yeah, the Hornets in general have looked really good, but it was mainly a Miles Bridges. Hey, you didn't give me the rookie extension. I'm going to ball out and go get a max from the Pistons next year.
I'm going to Detroit and going to start rapping.
But now, this honestly kind of sucks that he's going up because I didn't want to have to overpay for him. And obviously he's not going to put up these type of numbers all year, but he's going to be looking for 20 to 24 million. Do we want to give Miles Bridges that?
I'm fine with
giving him. I'm
fine with him giving 20 mil, dude.
He's going to be a next star.
This Hornets team, we've caught a lot of games from this Hornets team, and we've been fortunate enough to catch the announcers, and they are so much fun still.
Yeah, Eric Collins, he's the GOAT.
I seriously wish we had those guys. I got the hiccups bad, dude.
What's a cure for hiccups?
There's
so many different ones.
You got to scare me right now.
Let me put on I'm trying to think of something fun, some NBA related.
Something that would scare me. Sakou Doumbouya coming back to the Pistons.
Trey Lyles continuing to. I have two more. This one is another Eastern. They're pretty much all Eastern Conference related. The Atlanta Hawks are built for a deep playoff run, I think. They are so deep. I mean, they have had a few guys out with injury. Gallinari didn't start the year. DeAndre Hunter has missed, I think he missed the Pistons game. But other dudes just step up. Like Cam Reddish has been going off. They got Okongwu obviously coming off their bench. Their guard depth. I mean, they have DeLon Wright, who was killing last year for the Pistons. Lou Will still is in Atlanta. I mean, I'm forgetting a lot of guys, obviously, but this team is so deep, and they obviously had the great playoff run last year, so they're going to be used to the playoff atmosphere. I kind of regret having them I think I had them as the 6 or 7 seed.
I had them as the 4, I think.
This team is, I think, really built for not only a playoff run, but a really good record just because of how much depth they have.
This Atlanta team can literally do it all. Oh, you want to go small ball? Yeah, we have John Collins, so we're on the 5 for us. Oh, you want to go big ball? Guess what? We have Clint Capella, one of the best rebounding centers in the league.
I mean, you could run Gallo at the 5 for all if you want.
We're not playing well defensively. Good thing we have DeLon Wright coming for Trae Young, and then we can run Cam Reddish.
They have another like center too that I'm forgetting that they got like along with Okongwu backup. I'm not
sure. I'm gonna take it across to the Western Conference, all the way out west, all the way to California. Let's talk about Sacramento Kings. Holy moly, Davion Mitchell.
Yeah, I'll say I haven't really seen many of Kings so far.
I've just seen the stats that Davion is holding players to.
I mean, you had to guard Dame night 1 and Donovan Mitchell.
It was some like it showed the combined games of statistics of him guarding Dame, CJ, Donovan, and they combined for like 20 points when being guarded by Dame.
Has struggled as well to start the year, like 2 of 24 from 3, I think. Yeah,
through the wire was talking about that.
That's really
wild. Bad. But Davion Mitchell looks like he might be like the new Patrick Beverley, but
could be way better. Yeah,
like,
I mean,
easily way better.
It's awesome to see that right off the rip he's making such an impact defensively because obviously we knew about his defensive ability in college. just was absolute clamps in college, but it was like,
Does
can
that
he do that?
translate?
I mean, obviously, like we know he's gonna be able to do that against role player guards and wings, but can he do that against the elite guards of the NBA? Because they're a lot different than the elite guards of college, and so far he has been very effective.
Yeah, and he plays a completely different style of defense. He plays a very downhill, pushing you back, attacking you defensively, which is not a lot of guys play anymore, because it leaves you apt to get your ankles taken, leaves you to get blown by.
You don't care.
When you're that good, it don't matter. I'll take one more, and then you've got one more?
Yeah.
I'll go right across back to the East. Another rookie, Chris Duarte. You've been checking out his highlights because we haven't watched many Pacers games.
The one we did that went to OT.
We did.
And he hit a shot in OT, I'm pretty sure.
In the fourth quarter, he's waving off players. Yeah. Give me the ball. Go get a bucket. And we were talking, like, we said this in the draft. Chris Duarte might be the best player in the draft right now. But, like, he's just so old. He's, like, the oldest player drafted in 4 years.
And there's a lot. And we also talked a lot about how Indiana has so many wing players that, like, are solid players that should be getting minutes over him. But the dude has been starting every game, playing 35 minutes, taking 20 shots a night. Like, he is really – it's ballsy. I mean, I just can't believe that I didn't expect him to have this high of a role right away. Obviously, Karis LeVert, he has yet to play, right? No Karis LeVert. TJ Warren, I'm pretty sure, has yet to play. So that has also helped Chris Duarte get his minutes. But he's just been balling so far.
Been an absolute menace. He is
he's probably Rookie of the Year so far.
Oh, yeah. Him or Mobley, yeah.
Yeah. My last one is, I saved this one for last, the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm just saying the Lakers are going to take some time to really figure it out, I guess, because in the first few games of the Big Three, one of them has struggled. One of the Big Three has struggled. LeBron doesn't play last night, and Westbrook and AD both go off. And then tonight, no LeBron. Anthony Davis is going to play, even though he was questionable. But the Lakers are going to take time to figure out their identity, I guess, or figure out how they're going to work these three ball-dominant players together. But they're still going to be a great playoff team, but I could see them being a 3, 4, 5 seed just because they're going to have to sacrifice games to try and figure out how good they are all together.
Yeah, and I think most, like, if you're a fan of basketball and you played basketball, I would say, you can pinpoint a couple issues with the Lakers. A big issue is like Rondo and Westbrook can't be on the floor together because they're just too bad of shooters. It's really tough to find center minutes that aren't AD at center. Like, the team just doesn't look great when AD isn't at center.
And you can't run lineups of Rondo, Westbrook,
Dwight, and
Bazemore, AD, and Dwight, or DeAndre Jordan.
You got two dudes who shoot threes.
Yeah, and like
AD's not that great shooting threes.
AD needs to play the 5. You can have times where AD is in the game. You can have times where he's not running the 5. Obviously, he's not going to play all 48 minutes, but their go-to lineups need to be with him at the 5, Melo at the 4.
Yep.
Or LeBron, if you want to say LeBron at the 4, whatever. But like, you just need that threat of shooting out there. Because it's too much cluster. Literally, especially because we know the formula for Russell Westbrook being good. It is space the hell out of the floor, give him the ball, and just let him do what he wants.
Timeout.
Yeah.
That formula has been the exact same for LeBron James for 10 straight years.
Yeah.
And it's worked every year you do it. And now you're just like, no, it's not.
And especially pairing with a big that can space like Anthony Davis, who's also elite defensively. I feel
like it's just so obvious.
It's not that hard.
It could slap Frank Vogel in the face, and he would still look like he's on
they have these veteran big men and DeAndre Jordan and Dwight Howard that
need minutes.
They need, but what I don't understand is, when they did when we got DeAndre Jordan and bought him out, and the Lakers picked him up, I didn't expect DeAndre Jordan to come in and start. I didn't expect him to come in and like actually get meaningful minutes. I figured he would just be there. I figured he'd get a lot of DNPs, maybe get 15 minutes here or there. He hasn't been playing a lot, even though he's starting, but he's starting. He's still getting the first 7 minutes of run and the first 7 minutes of run of the second half. That's 15 minutes that
you don't need.
You don't need him out there.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard is probably better than DeAndre Jordan right now, anyways.
Easily.
Yeah.
Like I struggle to find the reason why DeAndre Jordan's still in the league.
They throw so many lobs to him, and they just get none of them to go.
Why is he still in the league? Like, you're telling me there isn't a guy out there who's a little, like, does the same thing as DeAndre Jordan, 10 years younger? Like,
probably.
I really struggle to believe it. I am a firm believer that the Lakers will turn around at some point. Same way you are. Same way I think most fans are. I think it's only the headliners that are saying they won't turn around.
Do they need to?
Westbrook.
The new headline's going to be, since Westbrook and AD went off, should the Lakers consider moving LeBron?
Should they sit LeBron the entire year?
Facts. Okay, but the one that I do think is interesting is, should the Lakers, do they regret not doing the Buddy Hield deal?
Yes.
Because obviously they literally had that deal done, tweeted by Woj, and then it's like, wait, nope, they got Westbrook now.
Yeah.
The Wizards heard they were doing that, and they were like, we'll give you Westbrook.
Hey, look at what Buddy's doing in Sacramento. He's balling. He's hitting threes.
Buddy, I think he would be much more of a fit with LeBron and AD, but Westbrook, the name of Westbrook, it looks prettier. Westbrook obviously is a better player than Buddy Hield. But as far as the fit for the team,
it's been a topic of conversation since the Bucks won the championship for us.
We'll see how it goes.
And
so let's move on, though. We've talked a lot about the NBA. We still have a good amount of things to get to. Let's talk about this Saturday. If you are not from the state of Michigan or you just live under a rock, Michigan versus Michigan State is this upcoming Saturday. Number 6 versus number 8 in East Lansing. What a showdown this is going to be. This is the first time that they've been top 10 ranked playing against each other since like 64 or something.
First time undefeated since like...
or maybe that was it instead of top 10
I think it's undefeated. It's like since 04.
It's like, it's been a long time since they've both been this high, this two good of teams. They're the top 2 teams in the Big Ten. Ohio State is ranked higher, but...
We all
They got a conference loss. We
all
don't
know.
I couldn't imagine having a conference loss right now.
Couldn't be us.
I literally can't even think of what that would be like.
Couldn't be either one of us. Look at the shirts.
Maybe in a few days, but
couldn't imagine having a conference loss.
But this is a huge game too because Penn State, they got upset by Illinois last weekend. Oklahoma State got upset.
Was this game where was that the game where Penn State didn't he get throttled by Illinois?
This was 9 overtime game.
Oh yeah.
How the hell does a game go 9 overtimes?
Dude, imagine watching the game. Do you know how lit that would have been?
I didn't watch it.
I don't know. I'm saying like in the stadium.
I feel like I would have been. I'm thinking
you
the exact
tweaking,
opposite,
bro.
No, I'm thinking the exact opposite. Like, bro, can this game just get over with already?
No.
You know how long that game probably was?
If it's Michigan State playing and you're,
I don't know though, bro. If it's a close game, then yes. But like, there's nothing worse than being at a blowout of a game, and it's just like, bro, I'm leaving. Like, get me out of this game.
Facts. But like, how 9 overtimes not be close?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. But they lose. Oklahoma State loses. So Michigan and Michigan State are 2 of 3 teams that are undefeated, or no, 2 of 5 teams that are undefeated because Georgia, Cincinnati, Oklahoma, yeah. And then I think Coastal Carolina still is, but they don't count. So,
yeah, is that how you feel about them?
So obviously, we are rivals in this situation. Let's talk about the game, though. How do you expect this to go? You can give, I want to say non-biased, but obviously there's going to be a little bit of bias.
I think this is the first, obviously we've been tested as a defense since like Nebraska. I'd say Nebraska is a good offense. But this offense is one of the best offenses we've played so far this year, no doubt. Peyton Thorne has been balling all year. Kenneth Walker, obviously, has been on Heisman watch since week 3. This dude has been balling. And so I'm super excited to see what Hutch can do on the inside. It's a real test for our DBs, who we have never quit complaining about, especially going against Peyton Thorne, who throws some really good deep balls. One of the best deep ball throwers in the country, I think, according to statistically.
He has 2 of the greatest deep ball threats in the Big Ten as well, and Jalen Naylor and Jaden Reed. So.
However, I am not I'm not confident in Michigan's offense as in like throwing, but I'm just not sure you can stop both Blake Corum and Hassan Haskins. It's one of the toughest tasks in the Big Ten, no doubt, because nobody's done it yet. Nobody has stopped both of them in a game. Yeah, you might slow down Blake Corum a little bit, but Hassan Haskins is going to run 5 halfback dives up the middle and get 6 yards a pop. This team is scary, and when JJ comes in, I hope they do more and run the read because I think Michigan State's going to realize that that's all we do when he comes in.
I think any team would be able to realize that. But we might be
setting up for a big trick play.
Yeah, maybe they did that all year on purpose.
Oh, fake read option.
Fake read option, chuck that bitch deep. Picked off for pick 6.
I don't know. I'm so excited because this is going to be a close game. It's going to be fun. We're both going to be in EL, tailgating and having fun.
Yep.
I literally cannot.
It's College Game Day's there. Barstool Sports is there.
Fox
there. Noon Kickoff is there. I mean, if you aren't there, where are you?
Yeah, if you live in Michigan and you're
Mario
not in
Judas, they're going to be there, I'm pretty sure.
Huh?
No, I'm making a joke. Where's Mario Judas?
I get it, but I was like, what?
Yeah, this is going to be a wild game. I'll talk about it from Michigan State perspective a little bit. I mean, both of these teams have yet to really play a good team all year. I mean, Michigan State played Miami when they were pretty good. They've pretty much fallen off. Michigan played Wisconsin when they were like kind of good. Not really. I think they were like 1-2.
Yeah, I don't think they're ranked.
Who was their Michigan's non-conference game? There was one right at the beginning of the year. Washington.
Yeah.
I mean, they were good at the time when they played them. They've kind of fallen off. So this is the first big true game for both of these teams because they both still have to play Ohio State and Penn State and Purdue. I don't know if Michigan plays Purdue, but Purdue is a sneaky kind of good team too. So I'm really worried.
Oh, worried.
I'm just worried about just watching this game. Like, it's just going to be so... I'm so worried for this game, and I'm so excited at the same time. I think that this is going to be a rare Michigan State game because usually they're very defensive battle, very low scoring. I think this has the potential to be a 35-31, type game.
Yeah.
Just because the offense is, Michigan State's offense really hasn't been this good in a long time. Usually it's our defense.
Nor has Michigan.
Yeah. Well, Michigan has had a pretty good offense, but
now this year it's pretty elite.
Yeah, I would say their defense is better than their offense, though.
Yeah, I still would.
And I think it's the flip-flop for Michigan State. So it's
I'm saying we both have really good offenses and defenses.
Yes, I completely agree. So both of these teams have very good offenses and defenses. Let's do our score predictions.
I got mine.
Right,
28-24. Michigan win.
I'm going to go with, even though I say it can be a shootout, I still just expect it to be a
21-14.
I'm going to go 17-14. MSU wins.
Dude, is it cold in this basement or is it just me? It's freezing. That's a freezing cold take.
This game's going to be wild, though, so I'm really excited to see what goes down. And the winner of this game, I hope, ends up winning the Big Ten. Because obviously, this is it would just suck if, let's just say, Michigan wins, and then they just lose next week to some trash team.
Or Ohio State and Penn State both.
See, I would rather have that happen than them lose to some shitty team the following week. Like, what's the point of even beating us? You should have just let us win.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's move on to weekly picks. Last week, only 13 games, which was a low for the year. Easton, you had 8 out of 13, which is pretty solid for a 13.
That's way over 50%.
Yeah, not way. Like,
it's like 58.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
But yeah, 8 out of 13, pretty solid. But then you take a look at mine.
Shit.
Could be the worst week of weekly picks ever. 5 out of 13, bro. I got to look at it because when I was grading these, I didn't realize but usually I'll kind of like remember who I picked and I'll be like, oh, I got that one right. I really didn't realize that this week. I got the first 5 matchups wrong. All of them, the first 5 wrong. And
You're telling me you picked Denver, New York Giants, New England.
No, New York Giants won. They beat Carolina.
Oh, yeah. But you did pick Kansas City.
Yeah.
Because you were like, there's no way to start 2-4.
Yeah, and they just got murked.
Their defense is horrible.
Yeah, let's talk about last week. Let's talk about Kansas City, Tennessee. Kansas City sucks, bro.
They're awful at football. Like, their offense is pretty decent. But when you're playing catch-up the whole game, it never lets you get into the rhythm of what your offense is trying to do.
And it's also something that Kansas City doesn't do ever is play catch-up. So they're not really used to it. And like you said, it doesn't allow you to get into the flow which is usually they start off the game in the flow.
Yeah, usually it's like the 1-2 punch of Travis Kelce and Tyreek. They literally just run them both straight in a line and have them do things.
And it really throws their offense off. Patrick Mahomes did get hurt in this game. He is questionable, I think, for this week. They don't really know if he's going to play.
I don't understand how he can play. Like, he looked rough coming off that field. It was scary.
We'll see. But I'm trying to think of Cleveland. They pulled the win off against Denver. Baker might be coming back. Nick Chubb is coming back.
Oh, we haven't even talked about the craziest game of the week. Let's just get right into it.
Oh, the Lions-Rams? Yeah, Lions-Rams. You want to start off?
I didn't get to watch the game, sadly. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you didn't.
I was coaching. I had to coach, and I sprained my ankle pretty badly. Like, it was huge. It was the side of a golf ball. But this game, I got to go back and watch all the highlights and stuff. I get to watch the mic'd up Matt Stafford after, which
that made me pretty sad.
Almost moved me to tears. And that's like dead ass.
That made me quite sad.
Not joking. That made me really sad.
Just watching this game in general, because it was really awesome right at the beginning.
Yeah.
We get the early score, and then we pull off the
crazy
onside
shit.
kick, get the ball back, score again, so it's 10-0, and it's like, dude, this is sick. Matt Stafford doesn't even get on the field for the first, almost the whole damn first quarter.
Yeah.
As soon as he, got on the field, though, and was playing against the Lions, we've watched several Rams games this year. I've seen him in the Rams jersey.
Hasn't been weird.
It was hella weird watching him play against the Lions. It's mainly just on the first drive. It was really, really weird.
Yeah, and I wish I could have experienced that, like with everybody. Watching after the game, him talking to the Lions players and talking as a distance player. He's distanced himself from the organization. Not saying he's cut himself off, but he's telling them, hey guys, I'm pulling for you. I know it's tough, but you got this. And it's sad, and I'm really happy that the Rams organization appreciates Stafford like they do, because they have taken him and they love him, which is just awesome.
But they don't love him as much as we do. Trust me.
No, there's no shot. That's my favorite football player.
The Jared Goff revenge game ended up being a fail. The Lions did almost pull this off, though. They were 15.5 point favorite underdogs or whatever. So if you bet on them on their spread, shout out to you. Another game. Cincy, Baltimore. What the hell, bro? The league is so weird. Baltimore 2 weeks ago, or maybe it was last week, it was been 2 weeks ago now, I guess, kills the Chargers in a game that's supposed to be a really good game.
Yeah.
Then they come into this game against Cincy. It's this is going to be a really good game. They're
blown
in the same
out
division.
by Cincy.
Blown out by Cincy. What is going on in the NFL? Jamar Chase has been phenomenal. He has the most yards through 7 games in NFL history, after his ex-teammate did it last year. So
by a rookie.
Yeah, by a rookie. So these two dudes are just so good, and they're going to be the face of the NFL. They kind of already are, but they are going to be, especially in a few years. Anything else really from that game?
This Cincinnati fans, shout out y'all. Y'all rode. Y'all had struggles. You had to deal with Andy Dalton going 14-2 1 year and losing the first round of playoffs. And you had to deal with Andy Dalton in general. So shout out Cincinnati fans. I mess with y'all.
The
ride or dies.
We both picked the New York Jets last week.
Yep.
What a bad pick. Patriots, I think, scored 51 or 54.
Smashed them.
Absolutely killed the Jets. Not going to be picking them anytime soon.
The
Colts, Niners, that was... Did you see the interception Carson Wentz threw on Sunday Night Football? What is going on in that play?
Was he drunk? Here, take the football.
He was looking nice before that play. He had a couple nice runs. He was having a pretty good game, and then literally just gives it to him.
Colts fans, I don't want to hear shit about, the weather was bad. It was bad. No. Who was he throwing it to?
No, I will admit. I will give a little bit of credit to that. Not on that play, but I don't think I've seen a football game, at least this year, where the rain has been coming down as hard as it was in that game. I mean, literally so many guys were struggling to hold the ball. But that is just what is your thought process?
Exactly. If I'm a quarterback, I go into the game going, okay, it's raining really bad. I'm probably going to make only safe throws this game. No crazy, flip passes.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, wait. Let me just do it.
Let me just give it to them.
Here, ball.
He must have had a bet on Carson Wentz interception or something.
He probably thought, none of my wide receivers can catch. Why would I think this linebacker is going to catch this?
Yeah, exactly. Indy ends up getting the win, though, so it's not that big of a deal. Monday night, Seattle loses again. I've picked them the last 4 weeks, and they just continue to lose. But let's hop into, we got player of the week. Week 7, player of the week. I have 2. I ended up going with 1, but my honorable mention's a weird one.
Go for it.
So my player of the week is Tom Brady, simply because he threw his 600th career passing touchdown. He didn't have he had 211 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. They killed the Bears. But it was mainly because he threw the 600th passing touchdown.
Yep.
And then my week 7 coach of the week is Dan Campbell. I almost made him my player of the week, but he's not a player.
Emptied the clip, dude.
Yeah, I mean, literally just, we're going into this game where Matt Stafford's got the spotlight. Let's just completely remove the spotlight off of him, and let's run 2 fake punts and an onside kick in the first half of this game and get them all to work.
Like I said, dude, he took the SMG. He had the Uzi, the mini Uzi, and unloaded the whole clip in the first half. That's dope.
Yeah.
I wish more teams would play football the way he just did.
Exactly, and that's why the Lions, despite being 0-7, I do think they are one of the most entertaining teams in the league. Despite having one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, one of the worst defenses, haven't won a game, they are so fun strictly because of Dan Campbell.
Literally, there have been so many games where we've had fun. The Ravens game was so much fun, dude.
Yeah.
Jamal Williams is so much fun. DeAndre Swift, baller. This Detroit team is fun. My player of the week, I just had it in my head. Oh, I'm going to give it to Jamar Chase. I'm going to give it right in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
He's
200 yards.
# breaking records. I traded him this year in fantasy.
Me too. Sucks.
I just did.
Trade him for Devontae Adams. Now he's got COVID.
There's just no way you look at your fantasy team and go, yeah, he's going to be better than Justin Jefferson this year, who had the best year ever by a rookie receiver.
Should have realized Jamar Chase was the number 1 when they were teammates, man.
Facts.
All right, let's hop into weekly picks.
Weekly picks, it's the weekly picks. It's the high tempo weekly NFL picks.
Weekly picks. Let's hop right into it. We got 2 teams on bye this week, the Baltimore Ravens and the Las Vegas Raiders. Thank God the Raiders are on bye because I don't want to watch them.
You don't want to watch Darren Waller anymore?
No, I'm tired of it. He didn't even play last week.
He's bad.
At the last second, but I started Robert Tonyan, though.
Yeah, how'd he do?
He got a touchdown. So.
Oh, boy.
Thursday Night Football, Green Bay Packers 6-1 taking on the 7-0 Arizona Cardinals.
A.K.A. Green Bay taking on the best team in football, Arizona. Holy moly, go Arizona.
Who the hell is Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball to in this game other than Tonyan?
Randall
no Devontae
Cobb.
Adams. No Alan Lazard. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's going to be Randall Cobb.
Randall Cobb, pick him up in fantasy if you can. But I'm starting Robert Tonyan this week because they got nobody. But I'm going with Arizona.
Wait, don't they have Rondale Moore?
Nah, that's Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Arizona.
Me too, Arizona.
Next, we had the 5-2 Bengals taking on the 1-5 Jets.
The Jets below. Go Bengals.
Yeah, why would I pick the Jets? 5-2 Cincy, make it 6-2. Next, we had the 5-2 Tennessee Titans taking on the 3-4 Indianapolis Colts.
Go Titans.
I'm going with the Colts here. Titans have looked really good, but I'm going with the Colts. I picked them a lot.
A.J. Brown's best game was last week. He balled out on my fantasy team, who I just traded him for, which was awesome. Tennessee.
Next, we have game of the week. 6-1 LA Rams taking on the 1-6 Houston Texans.
Game of the week. Go Rams.
Tyrod Taylor is expected to make his return in this game. Last time Tyrod Taylor was quarterback for Houston, they got their lone win of the year.
Yep.
So that's why I'm picking the Rams in this one, because the Houston team sucks.
They below one win.
They might be trading Deshaun Watson ahead of this next
week.
What is today?
Wednesday.
Okay, never mind. Trade deadline is Tuesday of next week. I thought today was Tuesday, and I was like,
he doesn't have all of his charges dropped.
I mean, he's not suspended by the league technically.
Yeah, technically.
He is eligible to play at this moment. It would be funny though if they traded him, and then he gets suspended once they're about to play, and they're like, no, he can't play.
Yeah.
Dude, we just gave up 2 and 3 first-round picks. Next, we have the 3-3 Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the 4-3 Cleveland Browns.
In this game, interestingly enough, I'm going for wins in weekly picks. No Nick Chubb, no Kareem Hunt.
Nick Chubb is back this week.
He's back this week?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Go Browns. Go Browns.
Were you about to pick the Steelers?
Yeah, I was going to pick the Steelers. I really was. Go Browns.
I am picking the Steelers.
I got to fix that.
I'm going with the Steelers here. No Baker, or Baker might be coming back actually, but Steelers coming off of a bye, they're getting healthy. I don't like picking them, but I gotta pick them until the Lions game. So
why do you dislike the Steelers?
I mean, I don't really dislike.
You just hop on the bandwagon.
I don't like them. But I also don't hate them.
I hate the Steelers.
Yeah, I see. I didn't like them last year when they were going off and they're dancing on TikTok. That's why I didn't like them. This year, I don't really have a reason to hate them. Next, we have the 2-5 Philadelphia Eagles taking on your very own 0-7 Detroit Lions.
Low-key, it's tough to bounce back from a disappointing loss. Like it always is. But, it's the Lions.
They have to do it every week.
They got to bounce back from a disappointing loss every game of every year. Go Lions.
This game is written in the stones for them to get their first win. This has got to be the best 0-7 team ever. I don't know a list of 0-7 teams.
Never seen it.
There probably isn't a bunch of them. I mean, 0-7 is a lot of losses.
We're better than the Jets.
I mean, they have to have the fewest what's the
margin of points?
Yeah, points they've lost by. Yeah.
Ever.
By an 0-7, by a winless team so far, because all their games have been close except the Cincinnati one. I'm going with the Lions here. They're getting their first dub.
Yes, sir.
2-4 San Francisco 49ers taking on the 3-4 Chicago Bears.
Sadly, I'm picking the Bears in this game. Don't really know why. I don't like San Fran.
So you wait.
I'm picking the Bears.
Okay, cool. I'm going with San Francisco here. The Bears got exposed last week. I still don't like the Bears.
The Bears
clearly
get exposed every other week.
Yeah, I know. But then they'll go off on a random week.
This is the random week.
Yeah, that's not a bad pick. I'm going with San Francisco, though. Next, we have the 3-4 Carolina Panthers taking on the 3-3 Atlanta Falcons.
I need a huge game out of Chubba Hubbard. I'm kicking the Carolina Panthers.
Man, this game, I sat here for a while because...
Why?
Carolina is so hard to judge this year. I mean, they start off 3-0. They've lost 4 straight games.
I made it have CMC.
I've picked them. Yeah, I know, but they've had games that they've lost with him, too. But Sam Darnold was so bad last week. I mean, they got killed by the Giants, the 1-win Giants. And Atlanta is another team that's just so hard to judge when you're doing weekly picks. I am picking Atlanta here, mainly because I have 2 of their fantasy players.
Facts.
So I'm going with Atlanta.
And Pitts, you don't even have Pitts, do you?
No.
Pitts is the GOAT. He is unbelievably good. They run it.
Jr.
Yeah, exactly. They quit running him like a tight end. They said, you know what? We're wasting him at tight end. Throw him at slot.
Yeah, and it works way better.
It's so much better. They're throwing him on the outside and just throwing jump balls to him. It's awesome.
Might as well. Next, we have the 1-6 Miami Dolphins taking on the 4-2 Buffalo Bills.
I got the Bills in this game.
Bills. Miami, Mafia. Deshaun Watson or not, going with Buffalo.
Yep.
Next, we have the red-hot 3-4 New England Patriots taking on the 4-2 Los Angeles Clippers.
Clippers?
Did I say Los Angeles? It says LAC. That's why.
It says that on
I'm
mine
in
too.
NBA form, man. LA Chargers.
Go Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going with Chargers too, but this is a game that New England could win, I think.
Absolutely.
Next, we have the 1-5 Jacksonville Jags taking on the 2-5 Seattle Seahawks.
Go Jags. Go Jags.
Really?
Back to back.
Look, Seattle, you've had a lot of disappointing losses the past few weeks without Russell Wilson. You got to win this one. Going with the Seahawks. Got trust in Geno Smith.
I need them to lose is the issue. I need the Seahawks to lose so Russell doesn't come back.
Oh.
So then DK is worse.
Right. I thought you were going to buy a trade for him.
No. I want Jets.
Oh. Next, we have the 2-5 Washington football team taking on the 3-4 Denver Broncos.
Go Washington football team. I just traded away Gibson just Gibson. I kept McKissick. But I just traded away Gibson. But I'm still rooting for you guys. I'm still rooting for Gibson to have a good week. I want that trade to look fair. So go Washington football team.
Denver's another team that started 3-0 and is now 3-4. Why would I pick them to win if they're still losing? Going Washington.
Next week I'm picking Denver, depending on who they play, I guess. But Judy comes back.
Oh, okay. Next we have the 6-1 Tampa Bay Bucks taking on the 4-2 New Orleans Saints.
Go Bucks.
Yeah, Bucks all day. Even though New Orleans did look pretty good, and they just got Mark Ingram in a trade.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday Night Football, we have the 5-1 Dallas Cowboys taking on the 3-3 Minnesota Vikings.
Sadly, these are 2 teams. One team I really like who has underperformed, and one team I really dislike who's overperformed. Makes it a really tough game to pick. I went with my gut. As much as I don't want it to happen, I'm going with Dallas.
I picked Minnesota in this one. Sunday Night Football, I don't know why. I just think Minnesota's going to win.
Captain Kirk.
Yes, sir. Monday Night Football, we have the 2-5 New York Giants taking on the 3-4 Kansas City Chiefs.
The Giants can blow out anybody. You got to watch out for the Giants. They don't care who you are, what you do, but Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think they're going to be playing catch-up against that, unless Saquon plays this week, but I doubt it.
See, here's the situation. Patrick Mahomes, we don't know if he's going to play or not.
Yep.
Obviously, he makes a large difference because their backup is Chad Henne.
And he's
got to be the worst backup in the league.
What makes you think that?
Okay, he's got to be the oldest backup in the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's really depending on that. So I'm taking the risk here of even if Mahomes plays, this Chiefs team could still lose.
Facts.
I'm going with my NFC East winner. They're still going to win. The New York Giants.
Yes, sir.
On Monday Night Football.
Do you think they're going to top the Cowboys?
Yeah, for sure. Especially after this week.
Interesting.
So we're going to have to pick a tiebreaker game because we have 2 different games on prime time, so those could split, and we need to. So what are we thinking? We got like Atlanta, Carolina.
Yeah, I'm good with Atlanta, Carolina.
Damn, I hate putting my faith in Atlanta, but let's do it.
I hate putting it in.
I was going to say Pittsburgh, Cleveland, but we're not doing that.
No, hell no.
All right.
I don't want to watch
Let's
that game.
get into the list for the week. This is going to be really fun because this is a very subjective list, like we talked about.
Subjective lists are way more fun.
Yeah.
Because, like, you can't tell me I'm wrong.
No one can say, bro, you have him at 6 instead of 4.
Facts.
You can say that for top 10 point guards. For this list, it's like, bro, you'd make a list then.
Yeah, just make it. And, like, I'll look at it, and I'll probably go, yeah, it's a pretty good list.
I just to spark curiosity, I looked up, on the internet, just quick, top 10
Doesn't
bags,
exist.
Nothing.
Yes.
Now, I did look up top 10 pure scores, and there was not really a list, but it just had, like, the best pure scores in the NBA. But it didn't really count.
We're talking about the bags.
So this list, top 10 deepest bags in the NBA.
This isn't...
kind of / pure scores, but, like, mainly
But it's also
deepest bags.
not the best scorers in the league. Like,
Yeah, not just, like scores.
Just because you're the best scorer in the league, like Kevin Durant, doesn't make you number 1 on bags. He could be.
Because when I say pure scores, I mean, I think that goes with deepest bag.
Yeah, I think it's also, deepest bag to me is a lot about creativity.
Yeah.
Creating
But you
space.
also have to score to have a deep bag.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
Let's, I'm going to talk about my honorable mentions.
Yep, and I've got some too.
Quite a bit.
I've got 5.
So I wrote down like a bunch of names before, and then I just kind of ranked them off of that. So my big honorable mentions. If Jamal Murray was healthy, I think he makes my list because he's got a bag.
Yeah.
Colin Sexton is a sleeper pick for bag.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. D'Angelo Russell was my sleeper.
Dude, I was thinking about him, bro.
He's got a bag.
Got a bag.
He has some smooth moves. Brandon Ingram, Luka. I didn't put him on my list. Trae Young's a tough one to leave off because he's got really good handles, but he missed my list. Donovan Mitchell missed my list. And then Chris Middleton misses my list.
Every single one of those guys missed my list, except for Trae Young. Trae Young is on my list.
Middleton was a guy who I wanted to put on here, but he don't really. I mean, he has a bag, but he's more of a pure scorer.
Yeah,
if it was top 10 pure scores, I think he'd be on the list.
My honorable mentions: Jordan Clarkson. That was the toughest guy to leave off the list,
shit.
bro.
Yeah, I didn't even think of him.
That dude's bag is elite. Gary Trent Jr.
I thought about
bag.
him.
Jordan Poole. Bag.
I kind of thought about him.
Norman Powell. Dude's got a bag. Fred VanVleet.
I thought about Freddie, too.
And then Donovan Mitchell.
Damn, so even our honorable mentions are way different.
I thought of maybe...
Let me see that real quick.
But all of my top 10 are like big names. I just left the honorable mentions for the non-big names.
Yeah. All right. I made a decision I was going to change something.
Oh.
It has nothing to do with what you said. I was going to do it earlier, and then I just didn't have a pen.
Yep.
So.
Number 10. That's where I got Trae Young. Lowest guy on my list. You left him off, and you said it was tough. I put him on, and it was tough.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a really deep bag. His floater, he has a top 2 floater in the NBA. Him or Harden, I would say, they're floaters. He's got handles. Obviously, he can pull from deep. I think that is included in your bag.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, your range is definitely bag talk.
Definitely. My number 10 is Steph Curry.
Whoa! Whoa!
As far as bags go, Curry obviously can pull from deep. He's got the handles, but the only thing why I rank certain guys over Steph in this is their creativity at the hoop. Steph does have fancy layups, he does. But maybe I did have him pretty low.
Maybe you got him a little low.
Maybe I do have him low. But Curry, I have him at number 10. But the thing is, he does a lot of his scoring off the ball.
Yep.
He does a lot of that, whereas these other guys, they get the ball and they're making a move ISO. Curry don't really ISO very much.
No, but when he does, it's scary.
Yeah, but he don't do it as much as the 9 other guys that have above him on this
totally
list.
agree.
So Curry does have a bag. I mean, he makes this list, but
on my whole list, Curry definitely ISOs the least amount. Like no question about it.
And that's kind of what I'm taking into consideration here because you're showing off your bag in the ISO the most. So,
but like the times when he does get shown off,
I had a feeling as soon as I said, I was like, bro, he's gonna have Steph so much higher.
Oh,
that wasn't
Steph
even part of the
higher.
thing I moved either.
I've got Steph way higher.
All right.
Number 9, this guy's bag. We talk about it all the time. Every time we talk about him, we go, wow, that dude's bag is deep and it's big.
Pause.
It's Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's bag is nuts. He gets buckets on whoever is guarding him in a multitude of ways. Oh, you want him to dunk on you? He'll do that. You want to hit him with step back 3? He'll do that. You want to get crossed up and then into an assist? He's got that. Jaylen Brown's got that bag, and I know you've got him higher.
Nah, he didn't make my list.
Whoa.
Jaylen Brown, I mean, he's got a bag, but he would be on this list in like 3 years, I think.
Dude,
but I think there's 10 other guys in the league that just have a deeper bag than him.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Huh.
Why don't you just do me a quick favor?
Yeah.
Can you just quickly say Jaylen Brown at number 9?
Yeah.
All right.
And at number 9, I got Jaylen Brown.
All right, cool, thank you. Because I just hate when I have to split it up into 2 different clips.
Facts. I'll do better. I got this.
Number 9, I kind of cheated. I got Dame and CJ at number 9.
That's bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
It is cheating, definitely.
Oh my God, no!
But
I gotta fix my list.
Why?
I forgot a guy.
Yeah, you just realized? Is it one of those 2 guys?
No.
Oh, how did that make you think of somebody?
Oh shit.
Well, you can't change it now. Just cheat a little bit and make 2 guys in one, like I did.
Yeah.
Even though like it doesn't work out like that at all, or
no?
Maybe just make like a 6A or however.
Yeah, I'll do 4A, 4B.
Yeah, and I'll figure that out in the list somehow. But yeah, number 9 is Dame and CJ. Because I wanted to include them both, but I don't like them both taking up their own spot. Like other guys need love.
Facts.
They both have bags. Like I mean, low key CJ might have a deeper bag than Dame does, but Dame has the range. Obviously, he's a better 3-point shooter. But CJ, like, his mid-range is definitely better than Dame's.
Yep.
He's got the handles just like Dame does, but Dame is ferocious attacking the hoop, too, and that's what makes his bag so deep because he had the fancy finish. He'll dunk on somebody. He has one of the dirtiest side steps. I mean, that is a huge part of your 3-point shooting ability, like fanciness. He did that one on Paul George from 40 feet. So
and didn't even realize he was shooting it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, this is how deep that was?
Dame and CJ is my number 9.
Okay, I respect that. I respect that a lot. My number 8 is no doubt, he's a top 3 smoothest scorer in the league. Bag, you don't really get to see him explore his bag all that much. Does a lot of his work off the ball. He'll catch one dribble, make a move, and he'll get into his bag. He likes to get into the post. At my number 8 spot, Devon Booker. This dude's bag is real nice. He just doesn't get to explore it as much as I think we all would like to. But smoothest scores, he's definitely up there. He makes it look so easy when he's scoring the ball.
I actually also have Booker at number 8, which is really weird that we have the
so
same.
Odd.
Booker at number 8, yeah, he's got a really good bag, one of the best mid-range shooters. He'll hit you with the side step 3, step back 3. He'll drive to the hoop with a fancy layup. Mm-hmm. He doesn't quite have the handles, I guess, that everyone does. And so if you don't really understand what top 10, I guess we didn't really explain that. If you don't understand, if you're not like a basketball player, you don't really know what a bag is. Like to say that like you have a bag is just like your moves. I guess.
A multitude of moves.
Your skill, pretty much, like with the basketball. Yep. Like what fancy moves can you do to get a shot off to score the ball?
Hoopers have bags. Basketball players don't have bags.
Yeah, like Giannis got no bag.
Yeah, but he's
one of the best, if not the best player in the league.
Yeah, facts.
But he's got no bag at all.
Not a bag at all.
Like he's not even carrying one. He's just holding his stuff in his hands.
Facts, bro.
Whereas some of these guys, like their shoulders are hurting.
Like Giannis doesn't even get a wallet.
No, he's carrying everything.
He's got his credit card in his hands.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got loose change.
He does not get a bag. Number 7.
Is it my number 7?
Yeah,
you had Book at 8. My number 7. This is where I have Dame Dalla. Like you said, deep is one of the deeper bags in the league. He'll get buckets from anywhere.
So how did me saying Dame and CJ make you think of somebody else? That's what I'm trying to wonder.
It just
somebody that has to be on the list.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, he has to.
Okay.
It just something clicked when you said CJ. That doesn't give you a hint. There's no correlation between these two players.
Maybe is it Durant? Because I just traded CJ for Durant in fantasy.
It's gotta be.
Shout out Parker.
Shout out Park.
My number 7 is Zach Levine of the Chicago Bulls.
Yes, sir.
This dude Levine. Now it's obviously Booker. I think is better than Zach Levine. But as far as bags go, this dude Levine has a pretty big bag. I mean, mainly because. He does.
Somebody count the number of times we say bag in this episode, bro. Somebody count it.
I mean, yeah, we're saying it at least 40 times.
At least.
Zach Levine,
bag.
The reason why I think he's higher is just because of his creativity at the rim. I mean, he really will. He'll make a great move on you on the perimeter and then do a ferocious windmill dunk at the rim. And yet he still is one of the He's such a good offensive player. I mean, his three-point shooting ability, he can do side steps, step backs, all there is. He'll do a floater, but preferably he'll just dunk on you. Levine at number 7.
Zach Levine's a guy I didn't have on my list.
Really?
And I'm hashtag underrating Zach Levine all day. I do it every single list we ever make.
I don't even really like Zach Levine.
I don't watch him enough.
He kind of annoys me when he plays.
Yeah,
but
me too.
He is fun.
He's kind of lazy.
He's a good player. Yeah, he definitely is.
And
he's a good player, but
he's tough to watch.
Yeah.
My number 6, my MVP pick. Just kidding. My MVP pick from 2 years ago. This is Jason Tatum. Number 6, Jason Tatum. You want to talk about deepest bags in the league? This dude can score on anybody in the league, except for Bam Adebayo and Giannis maybe. This dude has a cross. He has the step back. He will dunk on you. He has crazy finishes. Oh, you want to put a little guard on him because he's got all his moves? He'll post your ass up and give you buckets. This dude is the definition of a bucket getter, and he's got so many crazy moves, and that step back is dirty.
Yeah. His sidestep 3 is probably
step back.
He probably has the best sidestep 3 in the entire NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as just percentage goes, when he does that move, it is cash.
It's him and Brown.
You know that one courtside clip of him hitting that tough? I mean, bro, that is
the one where he's standing, then he pops and makes a move. He pops
and then does a little quick fake jab and then does a sidestep 3, and it's just
how would you guard that?
That is a tough shot, but he makes it look so easy. Tatum is also my number 6. Very weird. We're right there. Jason Tatum is a very phenomenal player offensively. He does it all on offense. His bag is unlimited. He kind of like Booker. He doesn't really have the handle that some of these guys have, but as far as creating a shot goes, he is with the best.
Right there.
Top 5.
Number 5. I wonder how high this guy is on your list, because every time you talk about him, you talk about he's got the most underrated bag. Who is it?
What?
Who is it?
Paul George.
My number 5 is Paul George. Like Skunk says, he has one of the most underrated bags in the league. Every time you watch him, he gets deep into that bag, and he has handles. Paul George has handles.
Yes, he does. Oh yeah, he has
That's he's not like Jason. I think a lot of people would accidentally compare him to Jason Tatum. No. They do score in similar ways, but Paul George's handles are on a whole nother level. He can handle the basketball like no other.
I was thinking about it after we did our list, our top whatever players, and you had Tatum above Paul George one spot. I had Paul George above Tatum. Did I send you that TikTok or no? It was just a TikTok, you know how they'll do the comparisons of two players? It'll be
boom,
shooting
flash,
this,
flash.
And it was Paul George, and literally every single thing is Paul George, and I agree with it all. I don't know how you had Tatum over Paul George.
I think Tatum's better than Paul George.
Paul George is better at literally every aspect of basketball, I think.
Okay. Whoa.
Just wanted to put that out there.
Okay.
That's okay, but Paul George, I also had that as I erased it off my noticeable things. It was MVPG is for real.
MVPG, that's good.
Because I love Paul George.
Did you come up with that?
No, that was when he almost won it a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I also have Paul George at number 5. Are we about to have the same top 6?
No, because remember we have the weird thing. I have the weird thing up here.
Paul George though, number 5, got to be one of the most underrated players in general in the league because he also brings the defensive aspect. But if we're talking bags, not Harden. Paul George's handles are, like you said, so underrated. He will poster on somebody. He will poster on anybody. He is one of the smoothest guys in the whole league. His step back is clean.
He's a lot like 6'9", 6'10" Booker with handles.
Yeah, he will shoot a floater a lot of the times too, and it's money. I mean, Paul George, I love watching him play. He is one of the most fun guys to watch, especially when he's playing good, obviously.
Yep. So this is my 4A and 4B.
Okay.
4B is who I forgot. Bradley Beal at 4B. I forgot about that guy. Oh, yeah, the leading scorer in the league.
Yeah.
Forgot about him. Granted, Steph won the score. You know what I mean. 4A is James Harden. These two guys' bags are very right in that same aspect. The only reason I put Harden lower is because he hasn't been getting as deep into his bag the past couple season and 4 games, I'll say. He's been becoming much more of a point guard, much more of a CP3 role. And CP3 also has a crazy deep bag.
Yeah, he does. He should have been an honorable mention, probably.
Yeah, and I meant to mention him, but I forgot. But he definitely is right there. But Harden is just like that whole other level of bag. He basically coined the step back. He is the greatest step back shooter in basketball history. He's the one who revolutionized.
He pretty much he didn't create it, but he pretty much made it so that you see how effective it is that he's doing it. Now I got to start doing it, and now everyone does it.
Everybody has a step back to their game, and Bradley Beal is just 30 points a game machine. Yeah, that's why he's up here.
So there's somebody that we don't you have in your top 3 that I don't. Oh, it's probably Steph Curry.
It is Steph.
Yeah. My number 4 is James Harden. So you originally had Harden at 4 too.
Yeah.
So we would add the same number 4 too. Harden. I mean, like you said, the step back. You think of step back, you think of James Harden. He does it all. And his floater, like we talked about, he's got one of the best floaters in the league. He will dunk on you too.
Yeah, he will.
As far as step back is strictly 3-point shooting. I mean, he's the isolation master as far as ending up with a 3-point shot. He hasn't been, that guy really in Brooklyn, but if his Houston days, he's probably top 3 on this list. But
he's a whole one spot.
He just he just has changed his game a little bit in Brooklyn, and he is the first of 3 Brooklyn players that will be on this list at number 4.
Facts.
So
wild.
Yeah.
Number 3, this is where I find Steph Curry. Like I said, when he has a chance to show off his bag, that thing is huge. And he is an absolute monster.
Yeah, I think I did underrate Steph a little bit. But I think he just doesn't, I don't think of ISO when I think of him. Whereas every other guy in this league I think of ISO.
The highlight I think of, and this is the reason I think of him, is the Chris Paul touching earth highlight.
Yeah,
dude.
that is
such a, or the one splits 3 defenders.
That was against the Clippers too, yeah.
And hits the 3 and Steve Kerr goes, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Steph Curry doesn't really get into his bag like he used to.
Right.
But last year, low-key, he was in his bag a lot more.
Yeah, no, I mean, he still made my list, obviously, but I guess I just think of him more not as an ISO guy.
Yep.
That's why I had him low, but he does. I should have put him higher now that I'm thinking about it. Number 3, Bradley Beal.
Yep.
This dude, Bradley Beal.
This dude.
He will, I wish I could watch Bradley Beal more. In this games, I want to watch more Wizards games this year because Beal is obviously a fantastic scorer, but he's a guy that really doesn't even shoot a crazy amount of free throws for the amount of points he scores. He's a fantastic 3-point shooter. He's gonna ISO so much now, especially with no Russell Westbrook there. He'll hit you with the sidestep, the step back, everything that we've named before. He does it all, and he has a really good mid range too. And honestly, Bradley Beal will get in the post and hit the post fade a good amount.
He likes that move.
So I got Bradley Beal at number 3.
1 and 2. We have the same 2 guys here. It's Kyrie and KD. It's all about where you have them. Who's got a deeper bag? You have the greatest scorer in basketball history versus the most skilled scorer in basketball history.
Just skilled player, I think, bro.
Number 2, Kevin Durant. If Kyrie Irving, I'm going to say number 2, Kevin Durant. Number 1, Kyrie Irving. If Kyrie Irving was 7 feet tall, he would be the greatest basketball player in NBA history, no question about it. Literally, nobody is asking who's the best ever. It's not Jordan. It's not Bron. It is Kyrie Irving, no question about it. And I'm going to talk about him more than I talk about KD. Kyrie's layup package, the toughest in the league. Handles, toughest in the league. He's got the sidestep. He's got the step back. He'll hit a midi. That one game winner he almost hit where he did the spin off the dude.
Didn't even mean to do it. Didn't even Josh Okogie.
Just give him buckets and almost nails it. I mean, this guy is scary talented.
Number 2, Kevin Durant. Number 1, Kyrie Irving. I'll talk about Kevin Durant first. the main thing, obviously, when you think about scores, you think about bags, Kevin Durant is probably the first guy that comes to mind. The fact that he can just pull up on literally anyone in the league, he can shoot over anyone at all times and be unfazed, that alone makes him top 3 yet, probably. Just because he doesn't even have to make a move. He will just pull up in your face. But KD's handles are so underrated. I mean, the dude has handles. He doesn't really do a lot of, like, side steps, really, because he doesn't have to.
Why would he?
Side steps are made so you can create separation for the shot. Durant doesn't need separation for the shot, so he'll make a move and then just pull up in your face. But he also will drive to the hoop and hit you with a floater. His post game is really wild.
Yam on you.
Yeah, or yam on you. But his handles are really underrated. He's very fast for how big he is. But number 1 is Kyrie Irving. Like you said, I mean, everything you said is completely true. The best handles ever in NBA. I think that is no debate.
Undisputable.
Layup package, like you said, is probably the best in the league. You could debate that he's the most creative layup package ever because, I mean,
he does some shit
he will finish at the hoop crazy. His post game is pretty nuts. His little half spin he does is so deadly. He's so quick. I mean, his acceleration, but he'll stop on a dime. I love watching Kyrie Irving play, and I wish he was playing right now because his bag is, I think, easily the deepest in the NBA.
So.
Like, you know, KD is really good, but I do think there is a separation between 1 and 2 and 3.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's 1, Kyrie Irving. There's 2, Kevin Durant.
And then 3
there's
is
everybody
whoever.
else.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, like 2 and Kevin Durant and Kyrie, that gap's bigger than you think it is.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Kyrie's bag is just, he does it all on offense. As far as, like, scoring the ball, he can do it in all fashions.
Facts. Stan Campbell, empty the clip. You know what I mean? With that.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Last thing, World Series started. I meant to mention that at the beginning, and I forgot to. So
go baseball.
If you're watching, comment who you think's going to win the World Series. The Braves are up 1-0 right now. And go Braves, because who the hell would want to root for the Astros?
Facts. Go
Unless
Braves.
Carlos Correa comes to the Tigers.
Let's
if
go.
he does, whatever. All right, goodbye.
Peace.